Hello and welcome to this special video on French language proficiency test, often also known as the French language assessment test or the French language evaluation test. They're all the same thing. What it means is you are being tested for your French language ability, for your French language skills, or for your ability to speak French when it comes to seeking employment or when it also comes to trying to immigrate to Canada. So this is pretty much what this video is all about. It was suggested to me by a student of mine who had to write a French evaluation test, as it was called, to test her ability to handle French in a bilingual job. She had some difficulties. She suggested that I put something together. And here it is. I would like to share it with you. The material used for this video comes from this booklet, which I have prepared and which is now available on Amazon.com. It has 3 parts: reading comprehension test, test de compréhension de l'écrit, a written expression test, test d'expression écrite, a language assessment, oral language assessment, évaluation linguistique à l'oral, and of course, since this is a preparation booklet, it's full of questions, it comes with an answer key, and the answer key gives you not only the answer, but the explanation as to why this is the correct answer and what grammar rules apply. Just a few words on the reading comprehension test. Le test de compréhension de l'écrit, you will be given short passages to read. In most cases, you will be asked a series of 5 questions per passage. They are meant to test your reading comprehension. In other words, how well do you understand what you are reading? Let's have a look. Here is a sample reading comprehension test question. So this is a passage or the text, and these 2 here are the questions, 2 out of 5 questions that will be based on this text here. So, la maison de Marie-Laure, here is your text. So what I'm going to do, I'm simply going to ask you to pause this video for a few seconds or minutes, read this text, try and answer these 2 questions. And then I'm going to give you the answer in the next slide. Folks, here is your answer. Okay? La maison de Marie-Laure. La maison de Marie-Laure à Anvers n'était pas grande. Elle avait une devanture simple qui renfermait un grand salon avec plusieurs fenêtres en forme de rectangle, etc., etc. I have highlighted the answer in red. Alors, que faisait Marie-Laure comme travail? What was her job? Well, c'était dans cette pièce que Marie-Laure avait aménagé son atelier de couture. Alors, c'est quoi un atelier de couture? Is where she does her seamstress job. Donc, elle était couturière. C'est quoi une couturière? C'est seamstress. Here is your answer. Combien de chambres à coucher y avait-il dans la maison? Well, here is your answer. Il séparait 4 chambres à coucher. Alors, 1, 2, 3. La réponse, c'est 4. On verra ici. This is not rocket science, folks. This is simply a question of being focused. And when you read, you just pay attention. And you look at the questions, you go back to the text, and you find the answer. All you need is to pay attention and then focus. This is the key. Moving on. Let's look at the test of written expression, le test d'expression écrite. Usually there are 2 types of questions in this category. Fill in the blank with the best word or group of words. And then the fun part, the error identification. So let's have a look. Choose a correct preposition. The preposition is usually a question that comes up very often. And the reason it comes up is because the assessor knows how difficult it is to handle preposition, because preposition in English is not the same as preposition in French. It is a very confusing topic, And often students or even adults with good knowledge of French and English, they often make mistakes. So that's why they ask you the question to see how well you handle it. I've chosen two questions from the booklet. So, on est toujours, here is your blank, and then you have a choice of three. L'heure, eux, ils sont toujours, blank, retard. So you have to fill this with one of these three, and that one, of course, with one à, sur ou en. Question numéro 2, ils l'ont annoncé, and then blank, la télévision. You have to choose among à, sur ou en. Which one is it going to be? So once again, put the video on pause, try and do it on your own. You may consult a dictionary this time around because this is a practice. But keep in mind, when you do the test, you won't have access to any aid. So when you finish, we're going to go to the next slide and we're going to have a look at what the answer key says. There is an answer key, folks. How many did you get right? So the answer is, on est toujours à l'heure. Eux, ils sont toujours en retard. Ils l'ont annoncé à la télévision. Keep in mind, it is not sûr. If you chose sûr, it's because you're staying too close to the English, which would be, they have announced it on television. Okay? French and English, like I said, they have different ways of using their preposition. It is also a good idea if you're having difficulties to go over prepositions again. Just kind of, a refresher course if you want. All right, folks, this is another type of question you usually get. Choose a correct word or words. Okay, so they give you a sentence and then they give you homonyms, sometimes 2, 3, sometimes 4, and then they get you to pick, depending on how difficult the test is. So in this case here, il avait une voix d'or, c'était pour lui la voix du végétarien. Take a few seconds, put it on pause, try and answer it. The answer is, il avait une voix, this is a voice, d'or. C'était pour lui la voix, the way to his startup. Okay? Donc, il avait une voix d'or, c'était pour lui la voix du végétarien. Okay, hope you got it right. Another type of question is usually questions in the form of multiple choice answers. So complete the following sentences with the correct answer from the list. Here is the beginning of the sentence and they want you to complete it choosing from A, B, C, D, multiple choice. And as you know, multiple choice is usually very tricky because all the answers may seem correct, or at least two of them will sound correct, but you can only pick one. The best way to answer this question is, I've decided to put it in an English example here. Maybe it will be better for you to understand. Then we can move on to the French. So polite and respectful are adjectives, and then we have to find the subject that goes right after it. So the building was always kept clean. Can the building be polite and respectful? This is a way to answer this question. No. The classroom was brightly lit. In other words, polite and respectful, the classroom was brightly lit. Can the classroom be polite and respectful? Nope. Polite and respectful, she was educated in the best university. That could be correct. So we put a little tick here, and then we're going to come back. Polite and respectful, her education was top-notch. Hey, that too may sound correct. But then, have a look at it. Have a closer look. Polite and respectful, her education was top-notch. Can her education be polite and respectful? No. So therefore the answer is, she was educated in the best university. So if we change this, we put her name Laura, comma, polite and respectful, comma, was educated in the best university. That is a correct answer. So now let's have a look at the French one. Belle et élégante. Elle était aussi bien éduquée. So the key here is to take the subject and it has to be in agreement with the adjective. So elle était aussi bien éduquée. Could that be correct? Possibly. Belle est élégante. Son père a voulu qu'elle soit aussi bien éduquée. Well, right away we see this is feminine, feminine, singular. Is this masculine or feminine? Masculine. So she's out. Ses parents étaient fiers d'elle. Once again, the subject is plural. Is this plural? No. Therefore, this is out. So we are left with A or D. C'était son grand-père. What can we say? Belle et élégante. C'était son grand-père. A lot of people would choose this. This is a very, very common mistake. But do not let yourself be drawn into this. So the correct answer is belle et élégante. Elle était aussi bien éduquée. So like we did in English, let's choose a name. Let's put Laura. So it would be Laura, virgule, belle et élégante, virgule, était aussi bien éduquée. This is how, in other words, if you want to call it that way, this is how you solve the problem. Okay? Another question that you will get is from the underline and bold parts in the sentences below. Choose the one that is grammatically incorrect. Okay, it did not ask you to choose the one that is correct, but this time it says incorrect. In other words, identify the sentence with the error. Pour la réunion de demain, il est important que vous êtes à l'heure. Le directeur général sera là et il est de nature ponctuelle. Il ne digère pas bien les retards, surtout si la réunion était prévue depuis un mois. Okay? So, can you identify the incorrect sentence? Take a minute. Put it on pause, and when you come back, I'm going to give you the answer. Okay, the answer is right here. Il est important is always followed by the subjunctive. So, what is a subjunctive? Il est important que vous, deuxième personne, pluriel, c'est que vous soyez à l'heure. The rest is correct. So this is an incorrect sentence that you need to identify. Error identification. So you need to identify the error in the sentence. You'll be given a series of sentences and you'll be asked to identify the errors and correct them. Now be careful, some sentences have more than one error. The key is to look at the words one at a time. Errors are mostly of a grammar or spelling nature. I have given you one here. Can you spot the error? Put it on pause. Take your time, one word at a time. You find it. Okay, let's have a look. Here is the answer key. Okay, the answer key gives you the original question. Ils ont mangé du poisson pour le déjeuner. The corrected version is, c'est ONT. Ils ont mangé du poisson pour le déjeuner. And what is the explanation and reference for review? It is a subject-verb agreement, passé composé. J'ai mangé, tu as mangé, il a mangé, nous avons mangé, vous avez mangé. Ils ont mangé, troisième personne au pluriel, passé composé. C'est à la page 143. And here is the manual where you can find the answer. And that's it, the end of this special video. Please like and subscribe, and good luck on your test. So have a great day, and I wish you well. Bye for now.